Good morning, AVALOS. I'm just going to take this time to walk you through the grades tracker. We've got a week to go. So May 18th is our final deadline for grades to be submitted for this Q4 semester, our All-Dean Learning at Home. So what that means is, you know that from the district, and based on the calls that we've had and from our Friday with mentors, you know that you have 5 grades for every class that you're enrolled in at AVALOS. What that means is that 3 of those grades are going to be major and 2 of those grades are going to be minor. They're weighted averages. So we are in the semester system. That means that we have 2 quarters as part of that semester, and you get a report card at the end. It follows the college. It's a little bit different than all the other campuses in the district, with the exception of AVALOS and Victory. So 5 grades, 3 majors, 2 dailies. The majors are 60%, the dailies are 30%, the remaining 10% is going to be the homework grade that carries over from Q3. So when we're looking at the template tracker that we've created, you only have to worry about entering in the grades from Q4 in this blue column. In case you forget, there's a note down here. You only need to edit the Q4 grades in this column. Everything else will automatically calculate. So what that means is we've gone through and we've put in those grades from your progress report. That was Q3. That's what would have been released right after we left for spring break. And that was the March 6th progress report. Q4 is going to be the grades that you get from Schoology. So you'll be able to put each one of your classes in here, and then it'll populate over here. So it starts with entering in the progress report grade. Essentially, you have whatever was on your progress report that goes here. From Schoology, we're going to enter in our grades here. It's going to average them. It's going to calculate what we need to. It's going to apply the category. And then you're going to get that final percentages over here. Those add up, and that gets that semester grade. A couple things to note, and they're here as well. If you have any of these as 0, it's going to automatically revert to your progress or your quarter 3 progress report. That quarter 3 progress report will automatically be your semester grade. Again, for your quarter 4 grades, if any of these are 0, meaning you have to turn in all 5 assignments, it automatically reverts to your quarter 3. Your quarter 3 becomes your semester grade. Now, as far as what happens if your quarter 4 is higher than your quarter 3? Well, what it's going to do is it's going to add all of these up. It's going to average them together, and then you'll get that final. The goal is to ultimately do better in quarter 4 than quarter 3 so that it can raise that grade up, regardless of what you have. Unless you have 100%, there's always room to grow. Remember that. If your grade in quarter 4 are lower than your quarter 3 progress report, it's going to automatically revert to your quarter 3. You cannot do worse than your quarter 3 grade, the progress report. So the time that you've at home, it will not negatively impact. So even if you don't turn anything in, you'll get that quarter 3 progress report. The thing that you want to consider, though, is this. If you were failing any of your courses, you need to put the priority into that course. It is ultimately your goal by next Monday to turn in all 5 of those assignments, to put the effort in to do well to raise that grade. Okay? If you are on the bubble, you're just passing, you are, safe, or you're excelling, unless you have 100%, remember, there's always room to grow. And this is one of the times where you have a lot of flexibility and you only have 5 grades with significant weight that now could not just raise your grade in this class, but is going to raise your overall GPA. And that's going to carry and support you up through to graduation. Because remember, ultimately, your GPA, along with a few other things, can really lead and support scholarships, opportunities in the workforce, things like that, getting into certain colleges if you plan to go to a 4-year college. Okay? So please consider, regardless of where you're at in the continuum, prioritize your workflow. If you're failing, get those grades in. If you're on the bubble all the way to excelling, let's factor in that this is the time to be able to raise the GPA. So let me just give you an example right here. When we're looking at this spreadsheet. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put in art. So say whatever it is, you know, I got close to. So I'm going to give myself just 80s across the board. Okay. So 80% was my progress report. Awesome. So notice how when I put those zeros in, it's going to automatically over here go to 80%. Now, say I did well, I turned it all in, I got 90% on everything. Okay, so after it factors in, your grade goes to an 86.5. Now say we had a not so stellar grade. So 59, 40, all right, 53.6. All right, because these are zeros, right? At 53.6 is going to carry over from the quarter 3 to there. So we're going to put in, on 2 of the assignments, I got 100%. This one, maybe I got a 70. My dailies, let's go 90%. Okay? Look at that. You went from an F to a high C. If you just were to raise that up just a little bit, maybe an extra 10%. Right? You're getting close to that B. So you went from failing to considerably passing. Okay? What if you got 100% on everything? Check that out. You went to a B. From an F to a B, just with that. But say, right, did it, you at least got the C. Even there, right, mediocrity in this case is not necessarily going to help. So we do want to be able to get at least a couple of assignments in that's going to help support raising that grade. Because remember, anything under a 70, so 69 and below, is not passing. Right? You need a 70 and above to pass and get credit. Credit is that ultimate goal, right? Because if you do not pass classes, you only have a few options. You either take essentially a test, a proficiency test, to be able to check overall knowledge. You can take credit recovery in the summer if it's offered in that course, and you have to pass it just the same. Or you have to retake the class, or at least this semester. And that is true for, say, for my class, for example, for art, everyone passed the first semester, so you got 0.5 credits. But to graduate and to get your diploma, you need 1 full credit of fine art. So that means if you don't pass the semester, you will have to retake at least a semester's worth of art or a fine art elective and get it somehow, whether or not it's through AVALOS or through potentially Lone Star. So big thing, takeaways, look at it, 5 grades per class. Prioritize if you're failing, those classes are first. Try to raise your grade to in turn raise your GPA if you're on the bubble all the way to excelling. Use this template to be able to gauge what your approximate semester grade is going to be. You as the student only need to worry about entering in the blue column. You're going to take those grades directly from Schoology. If you're not sure on what those grades are and what those distributions, if it's a major or a daily grade, you need to ask your teacher. Email them, do whatever you can to get that grade. If you have any questions, please let me know. Just remember that this is not an opportunity for you guys to see it as something negative. This is a positive, right? We're getting down to it. This is hopefully a tool that's going to help you reach the level of success that we know you're going to get. Okay? Take care and good luck.